It's been fantastic, brother. Oh my gosh, it's only Thursday. By the way, everybody joining us today, thank you so much for taking the time, your precious time, to join us every Thursday with the Abundance Mindset with Vinney and Brother Walter. And it's fantastic. It's 8 a.m. over here, very sunny. It's been actually raining a few days past in California, in Danville, California.
I noticed you weren't on your walk, Vinney. This is Miracle Morning.
I know.
Outside, walking.
Yeah, usually I'm walking, but today I'm in my studio, in my office, at my home, and just kind of relaxing a little bit. You got to just let the body, enjoy and everything. I've been walking 7 days a week. So, 3.5 miles, and looks like maybe that's a little too much. I said, let's give body a rest a little bit.
So your body's getting a rest because the weather also said it's rest time, right?
Exactly, raining and all, So I said, okay, but it's nice and sunny today, which has been beautiful. No, it's been a tremendous week, brother. I mean, one thing for sure, I know we were going to, business-wise, but personal-wise also, spending more time with myself and, with the family and all, and, having that time is so important, because many times we just get so bogged down with business, with everything and the priorities and the calendar and appointments, but you've got to take time out to yourself. And that's what I'm practicing. I used to get up at, many times 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now I started to get up at maybe 6:30, 7. And I like it. It's enjoyable, and that's what it is. You got to get that 7 hours of sleep. I usually need 5 hours, but, I've been sleeping in a little bit, which I love it, So you got to let your body speak to you. You got to really slow down to speed up. I always say that.
Slow down to speed up. It reminds me of the principle that we spoke about this weekend. How you do anything is how you do everything. I'm dying to get your take on this, because you're actually talking about rest, even though I've seen you just go for the last 6 months. Just you're on a plane, you're at an event, you're in meetings, you're on another podcast, you're doing all these shows, and you're buying another business, you're building another business, you're doing another investment, you're selling a hotel, you're selling like all these big buildings. And it's interesting to see, because like it sounds like you've lined up a lot of the pieces, you put a lot of the irons in the fire, and now you're taking a little bit of time to just embrace and like enjoy yourself. Like how do you know it's time to relax, and how do you know it's time not to relax?
That's a very good point. I think the economic conditions, as you all know right now, everybody listening and watching us later, interest rate hikes, political, polling, now midterm, all these turmoils of the stock market. Today, the stock market is way up. I mean, yesterday it was way down.
Way down.
So, look at that. It's 863 points up, brother. Wow. NASDAQ, 578 points. That's humongous percentage-wise. That's almost like, let's see here. If I click on this thing here, 2.65% Dow is up, and 5.57% NASDAQ is up, and QQQ, which is a great 100 top IT stocks, 5.43% up. So essentially, what the timing for your body to heal or to, take time out, like you said, I've been on a go. And it's time to just cool off a little bit. It's time to just, start cultivating again relationships. It's time to really get it centered. And it's not the right time to buy real estate right now, because of things are not panning out, the numbers. I always say that you got to look at the numbers, marry the numbers, don't marry the investment.
Boom. That right there, everybody, like, listen to this. Don't marry the investment, marry the numbers. Marry the numbers, not the property. Never fall in love with the property, right? That's how it was sold to me early in life. So you're looking at the market and you're saying the same thing that I've been researching. I'm like, oh my God, like why are my deals not getting accepted? Why are my offers not getting accepted? Because previously my offers would get accepted, and it's been months and months and months of me just putting out the same offers I've always put out. Yep. And based on, because I know the financing has got more expensive, right? Yep. The financing is more expensive, so my offers have come down a little bit.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. And the adjustment of the seller mind is not there yet.
That's right.
It's not. And, even though the seller always wants the top dollars, and myself included, of course.
When I'm the seller, I do too.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, you got to take everything in perspective. Now, when I came out there, I toured 6 hotels, as some of you might know from the last podcasts and all. But I pulled the plug out not to buy one Holiday Inn in St. Petersburg. Even though contract was on our lap and everything, looking at the numbers, you got to look at the numbers like we just talked, and looking at the cash flow at the end of the year for the next 3-4 years, Walter, at, interest rate of 7.65, I think we were getting. That's a big number. Of course, I bought it before, but the properties were cheaper, brother.
That's right.
Now the properties are expensive, and same percentage of rate like 7 years back or so, it doesn't cut it. It doesn't
make sense.
So we got to really be looking and marrying the numbers. So my daughter and I, we sat down, and Ash, my other partner, we said, you know what, we'll be working hard 4 years to only get paid after 4 years. And our investors to give them 7, 8, 9%, cash on cash is what we're going to only make with this high interest rate. So you got to really look into how these numbers shake up. So my thinking is, let's walk away. And I think in Q1, later part of Q1 and Q2, we're going to see some big adjustment of mind shift coming with the sellers. It's going to turn into buyer's market with foreclosures coming and all. We don't know what will happen, but the key thing is the interest rates are not coming down for maybe another year and a half or so. So I think the inflation really got us at the point where we are. And now with interest rates hiked to depress, lower the inflation, and the jobless rate, unemployment rate is so low. That's the other part. Now we are seeing with interest rates hikes, there will be some layoffs coming and all that anyway.
Correct.
But the thing is, you got to really be in a situation right now to gather up commitments and build relationships with the investors. You got it, brother. Yeah. Exactly. Gather up money, gather up commitments, so that when the time is right, see, you cannot be out of the market. See, that's the problem. Lots of investors say, hey, it's not the right time to buy. And they slip up. They get out of the market. Yeah. And they're the ones who will be left behind again.
Yep.
The millionaire maker time is coming, 2023. It's coming up. I mean, it's November, middle of November now. It's going to be coming up here in the first quarter, second, third, fourth quarter. And you've got to be looking at deals. Brokers will accept your, and the sellers will also accept your LOIs at a lower level of pricing. They have to.
And we got to be building our commitments, right? We got to be talking to our investors and getting them to work with us and understand what the investments are going to be. Maybe not what they are today, but this is how we put our offers in. And when I'm ready, are you going to be there? And like having that conversation now, because when it comes to find the deal, you don't have time to raise capital if you haven't built your commitments.
Oh, I'm so glad what you said, Walter, because
I've heard you say it before. That's all, Vinney. I'm just copying what you said. You tell me.
But the thing is, see, a lot of times people don't understand. Majority of the Reg D exemptions, 506 Bs are done, which is family and friends. Now, family and friends investments, you've got to be talking to your family, friends, and the people get to cultivate their relationship, because when you get a deal, then you can ask these people from here if they would like to invest in it. That's what we teach, or if you do 506C, then you can advertise, but then it's for only accredited investors. Everybody listening to us, it's a good lesson. What that means is every investor with the accredited investor, verifiable accredited investor, has to have a net worth of $1 million, 1 million. So they have to be a millionaire, $1 million net worth. You're right. Look at that in the back, brother. Yeah. And that's not counting the home. not counting your personal residence, or making 200,000 yourself in the last 2 years, or with your spouse or better half 300,000 for the last 2 years, with the same prospect of making this year and beyond. So essentially, this is the time to gather up money. You're right, commitments, but be in the market and find out where you're going. I know this is a different subject today, but I do want to bring up something I've been teaching in my, online sessions and my group coaching this week. Look at the U-Haul report of the U-Haul trucking report of migrations, it's called. So please, everybody watching us, even later on, look at, because for blue collar workers, U-Haul reports are very, very good to look at where people are going. If they're going into that city, that state, jobs are coming, people are moving there, and they will need jobs too. So they have prospects of better. Then the other one is the van line. That's on the white collar transition or migration reports. So just Google those migration reports 2022. So you'll get 2021, because 2022 will be coming. Maybe there are some right now too, but please look at that as you look into emerging markets with economic downturn, where you should be investing.
Such good advice, right? Emerging markets, right? Dave Lindahl, he wrote the book. Like you're talking about, get to the buy one, the buy two, like forget these sell markets, right? Like get out of these. Look at where the emerging markets are coming. Now, why are the van lines? I got to ask this. I know we're supposed to be talking about, how you do anything is how you do everything, but we can put this in principle in like, hey, like you're talking to a billionaire, ask questions, right? Like the billionaire is willing to answer questions. So, Vinney, why the van lines? Why do they represent the white collar? Like, I understand why U-Haul represents blue collar, right? I totally get that.
Yes. Let me kind of talk about it. See, there are lots of these van lines. They cost more money to move. And that's the big thing. We find that more affluent people are able to pay a lot more money, maybe 5,000, 10,000. They'll get these van lines, all kinds of them, by the way. They're there. They'll come and pack each and every good. They will put it in the trucks. You don't have to do it like U-Haul. You get involved and everything. So there is that price differential. The more white collar or more affluent consumers and people who are migrating will be able to afford van lines more. So by looking at their reports, where the trucks are going from what state to what state, what location to what location, you can find out the migration trends. And of course, there are other websites also. You should just Google. Google is the best friend of the best friend, literally. And you look at the reports which were published recently. That's the thing. If it's November now, 2022, as you look at, Google is the best educator, best teacher, best, portal to find anything and everything in life.
all the answers are out in Google. So how you do anything is how you do everything. We're gonna somehow tie this back in, but I love that you're right, because all of my wealthy friends, when they moved, they're like, yeah, I had, the van guys like pick it up, like they went and did it. And even me, when like I told Durant, I was like, next time we move, I'm not lifting a finger.
Yes.
Like I'm not doing any of this. Like this is like, that was a remnant of my old days, because that sucked. Like that was like such a bad use of time.
It is. It really is, and then the thing is, you have to really spend so much time. That's what you said.
It's the time, and it's not fun stuff.
Like, exactly.
Although here's a distraction. Here's like the problem with moving is I looked at all my pictures, all my books, and I'm like, oh my God, like I have so many things I need to throw away. So like there was one benefit.
That's the other thing, by the way. When we moved, 3 years back, we moved from our previous home to this home. And the key thing is to just do lots of get rid of things.
Yeah.
Because why to carry it again to the next location if you haven't worn those clothes, or in the garage, things have been putting there and you just say, sometime I'll get around to it. Throw those away, give them away.
How you do it. Yep. So Vinney, I want to dive back into this. So how you do anything is how you do everything. I'm going to say like the biggest principle, the biggest way to learn this lesson is just you, the way you operate with people, right? Like I'm just going to put it like just the way you meet a person, whether they've got no money, whether they've got $1 billion, or they've got no way to help you, or they've got all the things they're looking for. You're always smiling. You're always asking questions about them. You're always caring about them. And so it like you're doing small things in a great way so that when you're in front of great things, you're able to do them in a great way. It's because you're always doing them at this higher level. How did you learn that? Like, how did you just adopt that?
A very, very epic question, really. And it all starts with your mindset and your foundation. You know, if your foundation is that I'm going to say the truth, nothing but the truth, and not really exaggerate things or lower them down, just say as the face value of everything. See, if we speak the right numbers, we don't have to remember what we told anybody. Right?
You don't have to remember a lie, right? Like the lies are the worst because you have to remember them.
You know, exactly. Because if you shift some numbers to one person and the next person and the X, then it's not going to really be a good thing at all. You got to always stay with the truth, with the numbers. If you don't remember them, go back and look at it again and then correct yourself, you know, and you say, oh, by the way, I told you that percentage wrong, because then in your mind, you will be speaking the truth all the time. The other person is the respect. You know, we talked about when you are meeting with anybody, you never should see if they're going to invest with you 25,000 or 50 or 100 or 2 million or 10 million. You got to treat everybody with the utmost respect, because what they can afford is the most they have, or whatever, or what percentage of that they're going to be investing with you. So you never need to rationalize anything. You got to give the same love, care, TLC, tender loving care, we say the presentation, you're giving your best in that 20 minutes should be the same for everybody. Same for everybody. And I always say that too, Walter, you know, don't look at one person as if they can only afford right now to invest with you 50,000. If that's the case, you know, or employee or anybody, give them the utmost respect. Because when you are forming those habits, it just comes out of your mouth. You smile, you give them, you know, whether it's the person in your team at the very bottom, they are there to give you the best of them. And how can people give you the best of the best? If they feel great about themselves, if you respect them, who they are. Yeah. You know, and I was just sharing that somebody brought it up today, this week, 157 team members. I never say employees, team members we had in our property management company. We were vertically integrated when we had so many assets, right? But every person, and I think Elijah came on the call. Elijah, thank you, brother. He reminded me he traveled.
Everton.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, you know, Elijah Corey fan, just a great friend of mine. And
Elijah, yep.
Sacramento, you know, from Sacramento. He joined my mastermind a day before. Oh, yesterday. Hold on, my time just flies. Last night, actually. And he said, Vinney, 7 years back, I went on a banquet that my company, we put it for all our team members. And he said, people were crying and they were just so happy to be working in the organization. So that says a lot what the company culture can be. If you give love, respect, and everything. I know in my company, we used to give 2 bonuses a year, one in June and one performance-based bonus, and one in end of November. We wanted to not give it in December, that's too late, but before Christmas. So June and November, we used to give everybody in our company, you know, and banquets we did and other stuff. And, you know, always when I traveled there, I used to have a crawfish boil, I think, right? Crawfish boil. Man, we used to buy 100 pounds of those, and then the whole team will get involved in cooking. And I was there with my, team and just having a ball. So having those special moments bring people together. I'm just saying that it's the love and the respect. and not only in the team members up and down the pike. And I just would love to share that. My good friend, our regional manager, she sent a text just recently to Monica and I. She got promoted. She got promoted with this new company because we sold our 13 properties there in the Houston area. And she was the last one to leave us, right? The very last one. And we cried and everything, but we are still in touch. And she shared that letter and we just applauded her. We knew what kind of person she is.
It's amazing to build people and know, because every business eventually gets sold. No business lasts forever. Nobody lives forever. So every business is eventually sold. So knowing that you're building the people, right? That's really what you focus on, is building the people, building the relationship. And so when you're not there anymore, that person's still good. Like they're still going to do great and they're going to thrive. And that, I think, has a lot to do with how you attract people, Vinney, because you always have that mindset of, I only spend time with the best people. I only attract the best people. I always give the best of myself to people. And I think that principle follows through everything that you've done between you, your wife, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your team, your investors, it just continuously flows. How you do anything is how you do everything. And I think the most powerful lesson that I've learned from you so far is just treat each person as if they are, the greatest person on the planet. When they're in front of you, they're the most important, most special person. And I think everybody at the summit felt that. Anybody who got to meet you, shake your hand, or even seeing you on stage, they felt like, oh my God, this person, Vinney, he truly cares, loves, build relationships. This has been, I think, one of our most valuable and impactful talks we've done. Abundance Thursdays with Vinney Chopra. I'm going to end it. I'm going to give us, 1 minute left. Vinney, if you were to give somebody a piece of advice right now who's wondering, what they should change or fix in their life to get to that next level, whether it's financially, mentally, or in their relationships, what would that piece of advice be?
I would say love yourself. See, I think you can only give love to everybody around you if you have the best self-esteem, self-confidence, and love yourself to the core, because you are the most unique human being. God brought us here for a very special reason. And when we love ourselves, when we are at peace, we emit that, we give that energy, that positivity, that love to everybody around us. And people will feel it. I'm telling you, if you feel you are a little bit under pressure and you're not happy and things, try to find why you are not, and then figure out how to be at peace with yourself. Yeah. How to be confident, and self-respect is so important, because if we respect ourselves, we feel good about ourselves, everybody around us will be coming into our lives. Abundance, it's the law of abundance. The more you give out of the positivity, the more positivity will come back. More great things will happen in your life, and more growth will come in your business, your relationships with the family, and everybody.
Man, I absolutely love it. For everybody who's listening right now, let's give Vinney just so much love. Send it to him, because he deserves all the abundance that he's gotten so far, and for giving us so much appreciation, Vinney. If you're getting some value from Abundance Thursdays, share, subscribe, go and follow Vinney's channels. He's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. He's all over the place. He's been giving. And we've got a workshop coming up December 12th. If you haven't already heard about it, it's Syndication Made Easy with Vinney Chopra. He'll be there. I'll be hosting and making sure that everybody's comfortable in the room and knows what they're doing.
And we're going to take the apartment out, because we're going to talk about syndication. It's the power of raising money. It's the power of uniting people, like-minded people, to do bigger and better things. Everybody should be able to scale up bigger, make more money in 2023. This is the workshop for you. Please join, we'll love to have 1,000 people join us on that webinar. That'll be fantastic.
Hell yeah. Spread the word, share the word, because there is more than enough deals to be had in 2023, but you've got to learn now. You've got to get the process understood, because if you don't learn it now, you're going to watch all of us and our students close on those deals, and you're going to wish that you'd already been aware? Because if you don't have the knowledge, you choke. You just don't do
it's
things.
just
You don't
so
close.
logical. Walter, the reason I'm where I am today is not me. It's the power of raising money. Literally, guys, it's why would you not get a bigger apartment or bigger shopping center or hotel or anything you want to do, flipping, wholesaling? Why would not do more of that? How can you do more of that? By leveraging, taking loan from the banks and all. Also, when we take a loan at 70% or 60% or whatever, you need the down payment of 30% or whatever it is. The bigger the down payment you can bring to the table, bigger the assets you can purchase. It's so logical. And that's what I learned 15, 16 years back. Being an engineer, mechanical engineer, it just made sense to me. I said, holy cow, I need to raise money. And that's what we're going to talk about in December, brother. And we'll give you tools and all the things in your power you could do and replicate and be bigger than me. My goal in life is to have people bigger than me, really,
All we got to do is outlive you, Vinney. I mean, but at this point, it looks like you're going to live to be 150 years old. So, so I don't know. We're going to have to learn from the best so we can be the best. Cheers to success through a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week. Abundance Thursdays.
Thank you.